What is up, my spectacular Spider Spy spectator spec powers here? You can call me Mr. Man of Steel fan, Mr. DC superhero fan, because it is time for me to do a YouTube video on my review of the DVD of Man of Steel. That's right, the one and only Superman solo movie that stars Henry Cavill, uh, Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, and Russell Crowe. Really well-known people in this masterpiece. So here it is with the DVD. There's the title logo right there. Man of Steel looks shiny. DVD 2-disc special edition. So yeah, let's get on with this. Let's get started with this, shall we? From Zack Snyder, director of Watchmen and 300. Incredibly underrated movies, by the way. I totally recommend them in case you haven't seen them. So there it is. There's Henry Cavill as Kal-El, aka Clark Kent, as they call him on Earth, aka Superman, aka the Man of Steel. So this movie came out back in 2013. Now, I saw this movie back when it hit the movie theaters in IMAX. I saw it in 3D when I was 12 years old with my mom, my dad, and my younger sister. And it is like it was a big deal for not only me, but a lot of other Superman fans out there, people. It's the first installment of the DCEU, aka the DC Extended Universe, which just ended recently with the release of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which I have yet to watch to see, by the way. I was going to see it in the theater, but I actually hadn't had the time, and I'll get it on DVD or watch it on Peacock or something, or Amazon Prime, etc. It is sad in a way that they ended this universe without giving it a proper satisfying ending / closure, but I'll give the new continuity that they're going to start with next year a chance. Which was originally called Superman Legacy, now it's just called Superman. Well, we'll get into the details of that in another video. For now, we're talking about Henry Cavill's Superman. So yeah, and like there he is with the cool costume too. Especially with the logo, like either the symbol of hope as the Kryptonians call it, or the letter S as the Earthlings call it. There is the red cape. It looks beautiful and detailed right there. Yeah, Superman. And at the time of this recording, it is 2024. So Superman is 86 years old. It's crazy. In 14 years, he's going to be 100. Isn't that crazy? Superman has nearly been around for 100 years. When Superman turns 100, I am more than likely gonna be a dad by then. Anyhow, let's keep looking at the DVD cover now. There's the side of the DVD cover. Man of Steel DVD. Around the bottom right there. Warner Brothers. And here's the back. Thrills await you. Man of Steel soars high. It really does. And there's the back pictures of these are pictures of the characters: General Zod, Superman, aka Kal-El, aka Clark Kent, aka the Man of Steel, Lois Lane, Kal-El again with wearing his Superman suit for the first time after trying it on that Kryptonian ship. And there's Jor-El, who's the father of Superman. He had a good role in this, in a unique way. All the characters had good roles in a unique way. And it says here, let me read the thing here. A young boy learns that he has extraordinary powers and is not of this earth. As a young man, he journeys to discover where he came from and what he was sent here to do, but the hero in him must emerge if he is to save the world from annihilation and become the symbol of hope for all mankind. Oh, and it has some special features. Look at that. Strong characters, legendary roles. The cast reveals what it means to carry on the tradition of Superman, odd action, taking superhero action to spectacular heights of realism, and more. That's interesting. Languages and subtitles, English, etc. In Espanol. Bonus material / trailer may not be subtitled. It's really good. Oh, and another good actor they have in this movie, they didn't put in the front, was Christopher Maloney. That's right, Elliot Stabler from Law and Order SVU. You can't go wrong with him. He had a good role in this movie too, I thought. And like, I remember when I like, Superman is like it's another Superman origin story like Superman the movie, but it's different in many ways. Not only just because it's set in the more modern time period, but other reasons too. So like, obviously, like in this movie, like it starts off with Superman as a baby. It's about starting off with Superman as a baby on Krypton, and then Jor-El decides to send Kal-El through a ship that he built to Earth so he can survive the potential destruction of Krypton and go to another planet, so he can live his own life. He wants to save him. But before he does that, he puts this codex thing inside of Kal-El's DNA to make him the powerful man that he is. And General Zod, who's a rival to Jor-El and his family, he and his army, they want to extract the codex from Kal-El. So they go after him. But I mean, first of all, they get imprisoned into the Phantom Zone, so they're not able to go after him right away. But after they get free, they go after him, which takes forever. But they eventually find him. So jumping forward years later, like what Kal-El grows up in the meantime, Kal-El grows up and goes through learning experiences, from being a kid to going through puberty as a teenager to growing up to the man he is. He goes through a lot of learning experiences, both because of his powers and his trying to adapt on Earth, its atmosphere. It's really incredible and amazing. And it shows a big focus on his relationship with his adoptive father, played by the one and only Kevin Costner, who's a very talented actor. He was in Field of Dreams, Waterworld, 3 Days to Kill. That's another good movie. Kevin Costner is so underrated. Like, I totally recommend watching more of his movies if you can. Like, Costner, he's professional in a unique way. So like, he plays a big role in this movie in making Superman become the man he is. And like, there are a lot of references in this movie, like the Lex Corporation company logo is shown multiple times throughout this movie. Like, you can look it up and you'll be amazed how many times it's there. There's a Star Labs signs in Metropolis at one point in the movie. You can see it. There's a pardon me. What do you call it? Wayne Tech reference. There are Wayne Tech logos shown too, like one or two at least, I think, maybe more. The comic book thing, that's a reference to Booster Gold, the DC hero, and there are references to other heroes and characters. Like, there's this one scene where Clark Kent gets bullied by this jock guy, and according to somebody, his character is supposedly becomes a super future Superman villain in the comics. And I'm like, and I remember reading in on that, and I was like, whoa, Superman already setting up his enemies. That's crazy. But since the DCEU got canceled, it looks like it's not gonna happen in this continuity. I don't know. Um, there, yeah, it's really good. Like, it's a unique Superman continuity. It's like more modern, fresh twist on the character of Kal-El. Again, like it's like a lot about like learning experiences for Clark Kent. That's the thing I like about this film. It's like Zack Snyder, the director of this movie, truly cared about Superman's character in this. Like there's no doubt about that. And like the development for the villain Zod, it's really incredible. The rivalry is so real and the motive, etc. Um Even and again, like Lex Luthor does not show up in this movie, but I heard that he was supposed to appear in this movie, but like they were originally gonna have the villains be Lex Luthor and Brainiac, but they decided to replace with Zod, which I don't think is a bad choice in my honest opinion. Like General Zod was a good villain in Superman, the movie, and Superman 2, and he's a good villain in this continuity. And pardon me, I'm so tired. Um, like another Kryptonian villain. That's what you need. They were like, I remember when this movie came out, Zack Snyder announced like not too long after they were doing another Superman movie, and it was they announced it as Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice, but then they decided to revamp it as its own film, and I was like, what the heck? This doesn't count as Man of Steel 2, then that means Man of Steel 2, at least not a little while longer, and unfortunately it got canceled because they're rebooting it with the DCU with James Gunn. Like, not that I think it's completely a bad thing. Like, is it a bummer? Yeah, in a bit, in a way. But I'm willing to give this new Superman a chance. I remember they originally titled it Superman Legacy, and now it's just titled Superman. And man, I'm excited in a unique way. They got some good actors showing up, like the guy from Nonstop, the guy from Nathan Fillion. I've heard of the actor. I actually don't know what movies he's in. That from what I remember on the top of my head. Excuse me. Oh, the guy from the dude from The Walking Dead season 2. He played Otis. I forget his name. He was Otis, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Otis is gonna be Jonathan Kent. That's awesome. That's who he's playing. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good movie. And I just opened it up for you. I have to be careful with how I hold this. Here's the disc for the DVD one, and it looks the same, but I'll show it to you. That's the special features one. Just the logo. No colors. Like, it's like black and white logo. And like, what do I say? Like, and like yeah, that said, there's nothing else to show. I mean, there was a redeem code thing, but it's expired by a lot. And like Superman's one of my personal favorite superheroes in the DC universe, and like I'm happy they made this film because they gave its own version of Superman. Again, the symbolism is really good, especially the foreshadowing, and like the way they made his development full circle in this film is very unique, and that's why you have to give Zack Snyder credit and Henry Cavill too, because he's the one who brought Superman to life in this continuity. And like this film also features Krypto, the super dog, in normal form, like no Kryptonian form. He didn't get to become Superdog in this continuity, but I'm sure had the continuity gone on, he more than likely would have became Superdog somewhere down the line. Superman doesn't show all of his powers in this film. Like he only shows the laser, flying, super strength, and that's an X-ray vision. That's pretty much it. They probably more than likely were gonna do the frozen breath and the wind breath somewhere down the line. I mean, pardon me. I mean, they did show it in Justice League, the version that the version from that I saw in the theater, not the Snyder cut, the other one. Like I saw that. Like Superman used the frozen breath. I forget if he used the wind one, but I know he has a wind power. Superman has amazing powers. And like he's super strong, like steel, but just don't expose him to kryptonite, right? And like the way the way it sets up Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice is really cool. And like it's like yeah, again, it's a good movie. Like it's hard to choose if I think Christopher Reeve is better or Brandon Ruth or Henry Cavill, but I can say he's a good Superman in a unique way. And like I would watch it in the theater again if I could. If I could choose to experience watching it again, I would, because I have no regrets of seeing this movie, and I personally enjoyed it. Oh, pardon me. So yeah, it's like a lot of the things that happen in the movie are unrealistic. I mean, a lot of things that happen in movies are unrealistic, but it's still an enjoyable movie to watch. Like again, the effects are really good. The sound effects, the music, the music was done good. Whoever composed the music is a genius. And like again, the character developments of all the characters, not just Man of Steel, it's really incredible. And I have no idea what the sequel would have been exactly about had they made it, but I'm sure it would have been about another villain conflict, and Kella has to take that person down. I mean, they probably were going to introduce. I mean, we definitely could have gotten more of Luthor after Batman v Superman and Justice League. We were definitely going to get more of Luthor. You know what I would have loved to see in that continuity would have been more of Lex Luthor and like the rivalry between him and Superman. That would have been something. I would have also loved to see Berzzoro and Metallo. They were definitely setting up Metallo with the kryptonite stuff. And when Superman takes down the Phantom Zone ship that causes the terraforming, you could briefly see the Brainiac logo, so I think they were definitely setting up Brainiac for a sequel. And like again, Jor-El's role is really good and supportive in this film. Like you have to watch it to agree, in case you haven't watched it yet. And like yeah, it's like it's a really good film. So yeah, I recommend it. Man of Steel, directed by Zack Snyder, starring Henry Cavill. Really good film. One of the best. Totally recommend it. Great favor, subscribe and comment and talk to people later. Peace. Man of Steel, baby.